Hello everybody, this is Patricia Preston. Thank you for joining this morning. I hope everybody is ready to craft with me. We're going to make some pretty origami ornaments. Now, Facebook has changed the way videos go a little bit recently, so I just want to make sure that I'm in the right orientation and that you can see my desk in the right way. So if someone's on, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be great. I think we're good. So let's get started. All right. So we are going to be making something that looks wow, but is so easy to make. I love making origami ornaments because it's just easy and fun, and you can mass produce if you're doing this. So the reason I chose to do this were for some gifts coming up and for a craft show that I am doing. So these are going to look really great on the craft table. So super simple to make. We are going to be making one that looks like this, small, but you can go as big as you want, like this brushed metal paper one. So let me just tell you real quick where I'm getting the supplies from. It's coming from the mini catalog from July through December of 2021. And in the back, there are some great DSP choices. Lots to choose from here on page 74. So I am going to be choosing to use a piece of the, I believe it's called Painted Christmas 12 by 12 paper here. But you can use any paper you like, and as long as you're starting with a square piece of paper, then you're good. So I'm starting with a 6 by 6 sheet of paper, and you can do an 8 by 8. This one here this large one was made with a 12 by 12 piece. So as long as it's square, the folds are the same. So again, we're going to be making this beautiful, really cute one made from a 6 by 6 piece of paper. So all you need is your paper and a bone folder, and I'll have a couple other supplies so we can finish it off and make it look pretty. And that's going to be a pair of scissors, some ribbon, and a hole punch. All right. I see some folks on, so let's get started. All right, so I want the paper, the outside of my ornament, to be this pine cone piece. So we want to start with that facing down. And so this is really simple. All right. And remember, no matter what size paper you're using, as long as it's square, the folds are the same. All right, so we're just going to simply fold it in half. Now, because it's origami, you want to make sure that your folds are pretty precise and lined up from edge to edge and corner to corner. And then simply take your bone folder and burnish. All right. Now we're going to open that back up. We're going to turn it, and we're going to fold it in half again, lining up those corners and lining up the edge. All right, hopefully everybody's folding along with me. We're going to open it up again. We're going to turn it into a diamond shape. And we're going to do bottom point to the top point. So we're making a big triangle here. And we're going to fold and burnish. This is one way. It's nice if you have the 6 by 6 pack already cut, then you know that it is 6 by 6. So make sure you're pretty precise when you're cutting your paper. All right, unfold it. We're going to turn it again on the diagonal, and we're going to fold again. Unfold. Now we've got, hopefully you can see it on the other side here. You can see my folds. I've got one on each horizontal and then one each diagonal. Okay. Now, to turn it back over. Now, this is the last set of folds. It's going to be, you're going to turn it in a diagonal shape, and you're going to bring this corner over here on the right side, and we're going to fold it to that center line that we've already made. Now, paper we don't want it to rip or anything. So we're going to have to curl or kind of break down those fibers in the paper when you do origami so that it doesn't break, depending on what kind of paper you're using. And I like to put my finger at the top here at this point and kind of roll it a little bit just to get it to go where I want. Just so that the corner does not rip up here, this point. And we're going to take this corner here and we're going to fold it to the center line. It's almost like we're making one of those old-time paper airplanes. And we want our point to be pretty precise, so I'm going to pin it down. And then I'm going to fold and burnish right up to the top. And we're going to bring the same side, we're going to bring that left side in to the center fold as well. And kind of manipulate that point up there. And you can see that my lines here are even. And that's what we want. We want everything to come together so that it's nice and neat and precise. And we'll just give it a nice bone fold. All right. Now we're going to open it back up. We're going to repeat that on all 4 corners. All right. So you're just going to turn your paper. Same thing. Find that center fold. Bring the right side to that center fold in the middle. And fold and burnish. And then the left side over and fold and burnish. And I'm going to open it back up. We're going on the 3rd point here diagonally. Same thing. Find that center line. If you have trouble finding it, just fold it up. And again on this side. And take your time doing it so that your points stay nice and pointy together, because that's going to be the top of your ornament. All right, now we're going to flip it one more time. This is the last corner that we have to fold, and then we're done folding. So there's my center line here. And finish burnishing. All right, so everybody should have a piece of paper with lots of creases and lots of folds. Let's see if you can see that with my lighting here. There are lines going every direction here. All right, it's kind of hard to tell on this one. I have another prototype here. You might be able to tell better. You can see that there's lots of folds going on. All right, now what you want to do is you want to fold it in half. Now, grab a hole punch. Your hole punch size is going to be, depends on what size ribbon you're going to be feeding through the top of the ornament. I like to use a 1/8 inch hole punch, and I'm using a 3/8 inch width ribbon. So that's what works for me. So to make the hole punch, you have lines going to a point, and you'll see them in triangle, and then there's another score line that goes right down the center of this triangle here on the corner. Now, I like to do this. I try to make sure that I was most efficient in getting my hole punches in evenly around the ornament, so I found that this was the way to do that. So you're going to make a hole punch about 1/2 inch down, 1/4 to 1/2 inch down, along that center score line in that triangle. So just find your corner. You're going to find that center score line that runs like this, and you're going to hole punch about 1/4 to 1/2 inch down. All right, so now we've got 2 hole punches. And then to keep it even, I unfold it and I fold it the other way so that I have a guide here that's already punched. And then I'm going to turn my hole punch upside down so that I can see what I'm punching. And I'm just going to use that as a guide. I'm going to feed it in here. And if you can see that on the camera, I can see where I've already punched it. And I'm just going to punch that other side. That way I know all 4 holes are evenly spaced down in the paper, and that when I feed my ribbon through, it's not going to be kind of uneven. Now, you can fold up the paper and create the ornament without taking any bulk out of it, but I do recommend, if you are doing, depending on what you're putting in your ornament, I like to put in, these are going to hold a lint truffle, but you can put any special treat in there that you like. You might want to take some bulk out, especially on these bigger ornaments. You're going to want to take some bulk because there's a lot of paper that folds up inside this ornament. So you may want to take some bulk out. The easiest way to do that is fold your paper in half. Again, you're going to see these score lines here. All right. So this is one side that folds up. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off about 1/4 of an inch on an angle like that. And then we're going to flip it and we're going to do that to the other side. Again, if you're not worried about the bulk inside, you do not have to do that, but I just find that it folds up easier. It leaves a little bit more room inside of the ornament for your treat. All right. We're going to do the same thing on the other two sides. So again, just a little bit of a snip. So we've cut away 4 pieces. So now we've got something that looks like this. All right. Now for your ribbon, I have found that 15 inches is going to tie a nice bow. It's going to give you a little bit longer tails. I like that look. If you don't feel that you need that much ribbon, then certainly do it shorter. If I like to work off of a spool, but when I'm making this in mass, then I'd like to just have my ribbon pre-cut and ready to go. So 15 inches of ribbon. You want to cut it on an angle because you're going to be feeding that through that hole. One other piece that is just really handy, it's in the annual catalog. It's called Simply Elegant Trim. It's silver and gold cord, and it's perfect for ornaments. So you might want to grab some of that. And I like about 10 inches of this so that when someone goes to hang it on their tree or wherever they're going to hang it, there's enough room within inside that loop to give for the branch that you're going to put it on, depending on how big your Christmas tree branch is. Okay, so let's get this folded up. So as you can see, those flaps that we cut off, those are going to be the pieces that actually fold in like this and make our ornament. So you can see it's going to fold together really easy. So we're just going to take our ribbon. We're going to start from the outside, feed it through. So outside in. The next one, we're going to go from the inside out. And it just pulls together really nicely. Now the next one, we're going to go from outside in. You can kind of tuck those little flaps in like this, so it's going to just organically fold up as you pull your ribbon together. Now this is the one that's going to show on the outside. I find it easier to fix it and kind of fiddle with it so it is nice and flat on the back before I totally close up my ornament. And then I like to take my cord and slip this through and just tie a simple knot here. And that can be adjusted. And then we're going to go from the inside let's see, outside in, inside out. So it's on the last hole there. Once you get this last little flap tucked in here. And don't forget to put your treat in. So I'll fold it together like that. And then you're just going to pull your ribbon. Now, make sure that your ribbon is even before you tie your bow. That way you won't get frustrated. Now, I've got one side here that's a little popped up. It doesn't look quite right because all of them should be indented. Simply run your finger along those score lines and it will behave. Now to tie my bow, I like to tie it upside down. And simply tie your bow. And you can finagle it and make it as big as you want or little as you want with some tails. And aren't these pretty? I love the little pine cone one. It's a great treat. If you do craft fairs, this is going to be a great seller. I have always had good luck with these sorts of things. People are amazed. They look really complicated, but they really aren't. So again, 6 by 6, it'll give you an ornament that measures about 3 inches in height, 3 inches in width. This is one made from 12 by 12 paper. This is the brushed metallic paper. I think this is gorgeous, but I will warn you, make sure that you get a lot of practice on a smaller piece of paper before you tackle metallic paper, because once you score it, it's not forgiving at all. So you need to make sure that your score lines are really precise, because every mark that you put on metallic paper is going to show. So this is a 12 by 12. I love this one. This is the ribbon in the pack, in the catalog, cherry cobbler and gold, which just makes it very elegant. I don't think it needs any other decoration. Very simple and easy to make. And here are a few other ones that I've made just from some paper on the clearance rack. A little bit of gold in there just really sets it off. And one from the gingerbread collection. So really cute paper. Show off the paper. Do any size you want as long as it's square. Really, really simple. So hope you enjoyed this easy origami ornament tutorial. And thank you for joining. And please make sure you post in the comments what paper you've used and what kind of ribbon, and show us your creations today so that we can get some ideas. Great. Thanks for joining, and enjoy the rest of your crafting day today.